Tell me a specific project that you worked on. You can answer the question however you like. A specific project that you worked on, that if every project you worked on was like this one, literally you'd be the happiest person alive.
I want to say The West Wing, but there were parts of that that I would have given me black lung.
Okay, so what was it about the high parts of The West Wing that of all the amazing things you've done in this illustrious career, that element of The West Wing stands out more than anything else? That if everything else you did was like those days, those weeks, like you've won the lottery.
I think.
Tell me a specific story. Tell me one of them. Tell me a specific story of one of the good days, so I can understand specifically what was the joy.
The day that I got the job, I had to audition, which I thought was, I don't have any ego about that.
But you were already a famous actor by then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I hadn't auditioned in a decade more.
Yeah.
But I had no ego because my thinking was, it's a way to. I'm so competitive. Mm-hmm. That I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll audition with anybody. I don't give a shit. And they hadn't been able to cast it. And I played that part and knew, or at least felt, or believed. I believed that I was the only person who could play it. Like really, truly felt like I had such a lock on this mix of things that went into playing the character. Mm-hmm. And in the room, people were laughing and going crazy. And then when I got done, Aaron Sorkin turned to everybody and said, I told you this scene was funny. And I was like, oh, wow. So nobody had been funny in this?
Right.
Fuck, what? And it was a confirmation of what I had thought, which was, whatever it is about me, I had something unique to offer a part that, in theory, a lot of different people could play.
So I asked you to tell me a specific project that stands out amongst all others in your career, that if all of them were like this one, you'd be the happiest person alive. You said there were parts of West Wing that fit that. I said, tell me a specific story that capture for me so I can understand what the joy was, and you told me about an audition. You didn't even tell me about it. So what was it about auditioning for West Wing that stands out as such a joyous experience compared to everything else that you've done in a career?
Is it the stakes?
I don't know. You tell me.
My initial thing is,
because you told me this project stood out, but you told me about, then when I asked you to give me an example, you said the audition, which wasn't the project.
No, it's true. I mean, maybe it's the stakes. It's like, I love being in live theater. Because there's no one's editing you.
So you like stakes.
I think it's stakes.
And you said you're competitive. So an audition is the same as live theater. Like,
yes.
It'll go well or it won't go well, and you don't get a second try.
That's right. Like when I've done my one-man show,
right?
It's the same. It's the same buzz.
So basically, okay. So now we're getting into something here, right? So now, the one-man show gives you the same buzz. So you like stakes. You like odds. You like risk.
Saturday Night Live.
You like risk.
Is another one.
Yeah, you like risk. You like that you are forced to hold yourself to the highest standard in the moment because you don't get a gimme. You don't get a mulligan. And when you look at your career of the times you had the most joy, it's when there were stakes.
Yeah, because Saturday Night Live would be up there too.
Okay, tell me an early specific happy childhood memory. Something that I can relive with you. Something, not like we went to my grandparents every weekend. Something specific that I can relive with you.
But you're presupposing I had a happy childhood.
Okay, tell me any memory from your childhood then.
Okay. This is a happy childhood memory. It's my grandma giving me coffee. Of course, it was milk.
Right.
With a drop of Sanka. Remember Sanka?
I do.
With a drop of Sanka. And then she would read to me Peter Rabbit.
So of all the good or bad things that happened to you in your childhood, what was it about this one memory that stands out amongst all the others?
Clearly it was the caffeine.
Clearly it was the caffeine, right? And you've been buzzed ever since. From Sanka.
I'm just Sanka. Sanka very much. I would say the memory of it feels like comforting.
Yeah.
And feels, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I remember that.
What did she say anything to you when she gave you, like, why did you want coffee?
She had it.
So you wanted to be like her. And so she said, okay.
Fitting in, being like, it was our thing.
Right.
It's our thing. And then, of course, Peter Rabbit's fucking throwdown book.
I mean, it's pretty good.
I mean, come on. Mr. McGregor's Garden. Come on.
I mean, I like Beatrix Potter.
And I would play Peter Rabbit, by the way, while she did it.
So it started early.
So I would hop around the...
How old are you in this scene? 18?
I was, about 21. Yeah. Came home from St. Elmo's Fire. Wanted to go see Grandma. I was like...
Put some Sanka in
I was like...
in your milk.
Hey, Sanka.
So, I mean, there's stakes, right? I mean, I'm trying to find the connection there. I'm not sure there is one yet. But I do like this idea. That I'm fascinated by the fact that I asked you a question about projects that stood out to you.
And I did it.
And you told me an audition. And you told me an audition. And then as we dig a little deeper, and you think about all of the real highlights, the highs of your career, it's the live, it's the stakes, it's the risk. I find that interesting. So the question is how do you create risk? How do you create stakes when when there are just inherently less stakes?
Well, it's pushing into something new is also part of it, which I know that is my thing.
Yeah.
And like trying to figure out where my place is in stuff, like which we almost started talking about what you tell kids to do today with the world changing so quickly. Mm. And I can feel the world. I mean, this is no stop the presses moment, but the world is changing so quickly right now that I'm all about trying to figure out where to be. And I think it happily is because I feel like I'm a nimble person. I like stakes. I think I'm actually going to position pretty well for what's coming. And I've done that in my career. It's like I did TV when people didn't do TV. I pivoted into comedy when I love to pivot. I'm happy to pivot.
Is it because of boredom?
Mostly it's boredom. I get bored so easy. I hate it. It's dealing with boredom. Like when I got sober, right? I realized the number one thing that I had to learn was dealing with boredom. Like boredom drove me to anything unhealthy I've ever done has come from
boredom,
from dealing with boredom, which I find intolerable.
So it goes back to stakes. You need stakes. You need risk.
I didn't even, it's the most obvious connection. And I had
you need risk. You need stakes. And so the reason you do things in a career that most people will either be advised don't do it because you're a movie actor, you don't want to do television back when that was a thing, or you're a drama actor, don't do comedy, or vice versa, or you should go down the list. And in your case, you've taken these risks because it's the only way you stay. It's the only way you enjoy your career is to inject the potential for loss, the potential for humiliation, the potential for this going horribly wrong, like live theater, like Saturday Night Live, like an audition.
Well, and it's funny because I just did this little independent movie that's coming out, and I had such a good time, and I realized it's because I'm playing a character. I'm not like it's not my movie.
Right.
I'm not carrying it.
Right.
And I can just swing away.
And have
like
fun.
When I did Behind the Candelabra with Soderbergh, that would be one. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know if it's wearing the makeup frees you up. You're literally behind a mask. But like when I get to do character stuff, instead of having to be listen, I love doing leading man stuff too, but it's a really different gear.
And once the first time is the most thrilling, and then you get good at it, and then you get bored.
Yeah.
Some people like the routine because they like being the expert. You like the risk.
That's why I started doing a podcast. So I wanted to learn. So
now let's go back to the beginning of this conversation. This conversation started with what should we tell our kids, right?
Yeah.
And so the discovery isn't, what do you want to do with your life or who do you want to be? But what we've learned about you is that you are happiest when there's the potential for downside. You were the happiest when you were responsible for you. And if it doesn't go well, so what things can you do? And so one of the things that we would say to you is, well, find something that is constantly changing, or you have the ability to pivot. Find something that's not, you're not going to get stuck in routine, or have a career where you have some agency so you can, mix things up and take risks that others wouldn't. Now, where can we do that? Show business being a pretty good one, and the way you've managed your show business career is very different than most. My point being, this would be like advice for somebody young. This is where this started.
Yeah.
Because your whole thing is like, don't drop out of med school and, become a doctor. But if that was...
Now I would say don't go to med school.
I would
say don't do it.
Or if it's your personality.
Yes.
If it's your personality, maybe work in an ER or some sort of a higher stakes medicine rather than being a dermatologist.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You would find dermatology it would be mind-numbing for you.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
But if you worked in an ER or some sort of high-stakes medicine, you'd probably enjoy it.
You never know what's coming in the door.
You'd probably enjoy it.
Yes.
See?